FSC was included in the current contract. We're looking to remove that, potentially remove it from the current contract, and would have to come back next year, repackage this, and redid it, and take it back out.
And how long does the bid stay? I mean, A-Method is not in there that long, because they also have, their plan is to go somewhere else.
So if the completion of this job is October, November, right, if you're pushing to
Well,
January,
it's
eventually
not.
January today, they're gonna wanna wrap up and get off the site. Even if they're over there a short time,
Still have to be rebid?
well, we'd have to have discussions with the contractor about being able to extend their contract in order to fix that work.
But that's possible.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. Okay.
I had a question. So the admin building is kind of tucked, you know.
So the admin, it's not a separate building, it's actually going to be attached physically to these two wings.
So where's the front of the school? Because I'm looking at the drop-offs over here on by the parking lot.
Yeah, so the front of the school is right here on Harbor Way.
Okay. So where will parents park?
Parents will park over here.
Okay, so if a parent parks and wants to go to the office, then they'll hike on through.
They would go down the sidewalk here.
All right.
All right, do we have, first of all, Ms. Williams is here. Tell us how things are going, Ms. Williams.
Things are going well. The only concern I have right now is that we're going to be in a temporary site for another half year, and there's some safety issues that we've been kind of addressing with regards to the way that the temporary site gives access for parents to come into the school. And so we've had a lot of concerns with regards to safety. There's really no access from the Harbor Way side, except for a side gate that's by the park. We open that up for parents to come in because we know that it takes a long time for many of our families who walk and push strollers and have several kids to be walking down Harbor Way, and Harbor Way is very dangerous. So I know that they took that street and took it down from 2 lanes to 1 to make it a little bit more accessible in terms of how cars are on the street. But with regards to having access onto the campus, we've had a lot of issues with just keeping the Harbor Way side open because it's connected right there to that park. But we do it anyway just for the convenience of the parents, but now there's been more safety concerns as of late. So we're addressing those as they become available and working with our district safety coordinator to do that. So that was one of the things that I wanted to talk about with regards to the new site, is just what kinds of safety measures are going to be set up in terms of how people enter and exit, things like parking, traffic, because right now we have a parking lot that we utilize for our staff, but we have a huge issue with pickup and drop-off. And, you know, there's literally been fights in the parking lot and things that have happened with regards to how people drop their kids off. And so we know that that's a temporary situation, but will it be a continuing situation as we go into the new site in terms of where people park and having enough space for parents to park so that they don't take over the staff parking lot and then create safety issues where people are zooming in and out and almost hitting kids or hitting people who are coming to work.
Yeah, I have to say, it doesn't seem like they have a lot of parking set. How many spots are in the lot?
In the long-term plan? No, I don't know offhand, but there's quite a bit. There's this whole lot here, which is more than enough for teachers, which could act as an auxiliary parking. I think the only, given the constraints of the site, I mean, I guess potentially there could be a future parking if there were a great need for it with in conjunction with the city, which is going to have a park here in the south MLK,
Right.
And a joint use community center. So there's certainly an opportunity to address it with that, if in fact that doesn't become an issue.
Well, I think if this, certainly during the period of time that A-Method is there, right? That's what you're.
Right, because that parking lot that you're talking about, Ms. Tuba, is for phase 2, and so that would be at least another 6 months to a year before we're able to access it, and so we would only have then parking for our teachers, and that concerns me, because what we're dealing with right now, if that's any indication of what it would be like when we move into the new site, we want to make sure that that's not a continuing problem, because it's already a problem at the temporary site. And with all the safety issues about how people enter and exit, we've just been dealing with it, so to
Right.
speak.
No, I understand.
But we want to make sure that when we move into our new site, we're eliminating problems that are currently existing.
But you want to have something set up to minimize the number of problems.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, you'll want to probably have the spaces assigned to classrooms. But I've been involved in or witness to a lot of parking lot delays.
Right, it happens everywhere,
People
so
will do
it's not uncommon.
things that you can't even imagine when they're trying to find a parking spot. But, yeah, I hope that we can do something to remedy that situation for you, because I know the street would be really difficult. I don't think you can park anywhere on Harvard Way.
Right, because my understanding is that there would be a parking lot, and then with the phase two, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Budd, that people would come in on Harbor Way and go through
The
a
street.
passway and then exit on South 12th where we are right now, where the temporary site is right now. So to be able to have that passway to go through is, would be a tremendous help. And then we would just deal with what are the parking, what are the traffic concerns for the pathway. We wouldn't be dealing with traffic concerns because there's nowhere to park, and then people start doing outlandish things to drop their children.
Yes, so, but that possibility isn't workable as long as a method is there.
No.
That's not workable at all,
No.
right?
No.
So we need to, what I'm hearing is that we need to really work with the site to find a better solution for our parents.
Absolutely, and then also, with regard to phase two, if there's opportunity that they have not been moving out early,
Yeah.
that would be the first focus, would be that
Mhm.
parking lot if at all possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Just would remind everyone that we did operate the school on Harbor Way when it was 2 lanes, and there was no parking anywhere on any of these lots, and we did just fine.
With a historical
We had-
perspective.
We had 560 students there, so we're gonna have considerably fewer than that, and we'll work it out. I mean, there are some, opportunities here with the Martin Luther King Center, and we'll be able to get some additional space and get folks tuned in closer to the entrance to the building. But the design, we really wanted to keep the design so it was on Harbor Way and historical.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's just a very stressful time of day, I think, parents, it's stressful getting your kids to school on time. But hopefully by thinking about these issues ahead of time, we can come up with a reasonable solution.
And your school is at capacity, isn't it, Ms. Williams?
Yeah, we're actually pretty much close to going over capacity because we have, our enrollment is growing. I think a lot of people are moving into the community because a lot of the areas outside of the community are becoming more expensive, and people are moving from places like Marin, Novato. They're coming from other neighboring cities where folks are being pushed out and they're moving into our area. So from a traditional standpoint, we haven't really had high enrollment the way that we've had it over the past several years, but we have 510 students right now, and then if you include preschool, that makes another 43, and we continue to grow and get kids every day. Some leave, some come, but our enrollment is growing, so that's just something to consider. And since Mr. Buck mentioned that the school is 10 years in the making, it was built for a smaller population, and so we probably will have to send some of our kids to other schools in the area because we won't have enough space. So.
What capacity is it built for? Right.
I think 450.
We're at 445 in the temporary site using 24 classrooms.
Okay. Do we have any speakers on this?
No speakers.
No speakers.
You didn't ask the magic question, when do we move?
Oh, well.
Right.
And when do we move? Thank you. Sorry.
Our plan was Easter.
Easter, next Easter. This is our big Easter.
So we have to look at what the schedule is and see how we can accommodate it, but our plan was to move them during the year.
During the year.
So spring break.
Spring break, the same one, spring 2016. Okay. All right, any other questions, Ms. Boggs?
No.
All right, well, thank you both very much. I really appreciate your coming.